Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from.
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's your boy. I'm making a special guest appearance because I don't fuck with this section, but I'm gonna do it because I got my boys here. I'm the coach. I'm here with my boy Marley Bet. I got Mikey Hova. We ready to talk NBA. We got the people in here. We got the boy Jayla saying y'all back 100, ready to get this bread. We're gonna talk about these NBA picks. How y'all boys feeling?
Gucci, let's get it, dog. I'm wired up from the last segment, so let's go.
How you feeling, Marley? Mikey.
I'm ready. Mavericks Magic.
Lit.
So let's jump right into it, man. Not waste any time here. We got the Mavericks, Dallas Mavericks going up against the Orlando Magic. This line opened up in favor of the Dallas Mavericks -6.5. The total is 226. Right now, as a consensus, it says -6, and the under has jumped down about 5 points at 221. Actual factuals, real quick. Dallas, they're sitting at 500. They're 16-16, 14-18 against the spread, while the Magic, they are 13-21, 15-19 against the spread. Check out these injury reports right now. Dallas, Porzingis, he is probable for today's game. While Orlando Magic, Aaron Gordon, he's out. Enos is out. Isaac is out. Fultz is out. Anthony's out. So they're dealing with a lot of injuries for this game. But Enos, the third, he is out for today's game. So that's probably the most recent. In the last 10 games, Dallas, they are 7-3 with their last victory against the Brooklyn Nets, 115-98, while the Orlando Magic, they're just 4-6 in the last 10 games. They're on a 3-game losing streak with their last loss coming in the hands of the Utah Jazz, 124-109. Quick actual factuals. Dallas, they are 5-12 against the spread in the last 17 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5 for Dallas. They're 7-2 straight up in the last 9 games, 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against the Magic. They're 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games against the Magic. The others hit 4 out of the last 5 games when the Mavericks are on the road, but the overs hit 5 out of the last 5 games when playing on the road against the Magic. They're 8-3, as I said before, and it's straight up in the last 11 games. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against the Eastern Conference, and they are 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against a Southeast Division opponent. Magic's not having a good year. They're 5-11 straight up in the last 16 games. The unders hit 8 out of the last 11. The overs hit 14 out of the last 20 against Dallas. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6 when at home. They're 3-9 against the spread in the last 12 games when playing against the Western Conference opponents. They're 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 against the Southwest Division. 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games in March. 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games on a Monday. Dallas Mavericks, Orlando Magic. Once upon a time used to be one of my favorite teams. What y'all boys got?
I'm gonna go ahead and jump on the Mavericks. Oh, don't forget too, the Magic are 6-20-1 against the spread in their last 27 games as a home underdog. So that should tell you pretty much all you need to know. I'm all over the Mavericks. The Mavericks are trending upward. They're in a rhythm now. Luka's actually shooting better in the month of February. I think his 3-point shooting percentage then went up to about 45%. Jalen Brunson, Tim Hardaway Jr., those guys putting up points. At the end of the day, I just don't think the Magic's gonna have enough firepower. With Ross and Vujicic, I don't think they're gonna have enough firepower to hang with the Mavericks. So I'm taking the Mavericks with the points at 6.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Mikey here. I'm on the Mavs as well. the Magic, they just too banged up right now. And it's too much on Vucevic and Fourier. Even though when Fourier plays, they're a lot better. He's a shooter. He can put up the points, but he's really been in and out of the lineup all season. He's banged up. He got a bad back. So, like, you get any kind of physical with him, I don't see him. He's not 100%, and it's a back. Like, that's tough to play with already.
Right.
Already short-handed. I think Porzingis plays tonight. I've been hearing a lot about him on ESPN coming back today. But even without him, just Luka, man, I don't know about y'all, but like I'm a huge fan of Luka Legend, bro. Like that dude be out there balling. And
Yeah,
he
definitely.
kind of started a little slow for him this year, but as of late though, like the last 5-6 games, Luka's been balling.
Picked it up.
And so just with that alone, like he averaging 28, bro. I want to say he's averaging like 28, 8, and 9. He's almost averaging a triple double. And like you said, they just don't got enough firepower to keep up. Dallas average 112 a game. Orlando's only 104. That's almost a 10-point. That's an 8-point differential. I'll take the -6. Actually, I just took it. That's why y'all saw me looking down. I just made all my NBA plays right now. And Dallas -6 is one of the plays I just made.
Okay.
Don't forget no Gordon, folks, no Anthony, like.
Yeah, fools, they're all out for the season, so I ain't even bring all that up because they've been out. But yeah, I mean, it's not enough.
I'm just saying the reason I bring that up is just to let you know why it's so tough for them to actually score. But where's that total? 221 looks low, but you gotta think about it though. If it's a blowout, which I think it will be, that you might not hit that over in there. You know what I'm saying?
I would stay away. Just because the Orlando can't score.
Yeah.
They can't score. And I don't think like you said, it could be a blowout. And man, Orlando might not score 100.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna play it, play the under. If you're gonna play it, play the under.
I would lean toward the under as well.
But Mavs all day in this one.
I mean, like 3 out of their last 5 games, the Magic have not scored 100 points.
Yeah, and they're not gonna score it today.
So yeah, I wouldn't. I would just stick with the -6, lean under if you're gonna play the total. I agree.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't been messing with NBA, only in live betting. This seems like a game that if Orlando goes on a run. And for whatever reason, if I can get the Mavericks at a good line or even a good money line, I definitely would jump on this. If I were to bet, I mean that -6 does catch my attention. So I'm not making no official play, but that's -6 looks very intriguing.
I mean, look, Magic's last 3 losses have been by double digits. Really. Like 20 the last 2 games. Utah and Brooklyn beat them by 20. Detroit Pistons beat them by 13 or 12. So, I mean, only thing you can tell me is like they're due for a win. I don't bet on dudes.
All right.
Well, let's get on to the next game. Next game we are gonna cover is the Philly taking up Philly. From what I've been seeing, they're one of the hottest teams in the country, in the league. Philly opened up as -5 favorite. The over-under was at 224.5. Right now, it's still at a -4. It's gone down a point, -4.
Embiid sitting out.
Yep.
Say that again?
Embiid is sitting out.
Okay. The total's at 223.5 also. Pacers, they're 15-17 on the year, 14-18 against the spread. While Philly, they are 22-12 with 17. They're 17-15-2 against the spread. As we go to the end of the reports for the Pacers, Lamb, he was injured last game, so he's questionable for today's game. Warren, he's out. LeVert is out, and Brogdon he's questionable. He missed last game also for the Pacers. While MD, he's questionable. They're saying he's out. Is he questionable? And Harris is questionable as well for Philly.
Yes.
In the last 10 games, Indiana, they are just 3-7. They're on a 3-game losing streak against the Warriors, against the Celtics, and in the last game, a loss against the New York Knicks, which had Knicks fans outside walking down the strip wide up if you ain't been watching on the social media. But they gave up that game. While Philly, though they were hot, it seems like right now they're kind of stagnant. They're 5-5. They're coming off a 112-109 guaranteed upset loss against the Cavaliers. But beforehand, they had a victory over Toronto and a victory over Dallas. These actual factors for the Pacers: they're 1-4 against the spread last 5 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 6. They're 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against Philly. 13-7 straight up in the last 20 games against Philly. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 on the road. The overs hit 7 out of the last 10 when playing on the road against Philly. They're 3-8 against the spread in the last 11 games, 2-7 against the spread in the last 9 games against the Eastern Conference opponent, and 1-7 straight up in the last 8 games when going against the Atlantic Division. Get over here to Philly. Actual factors: 3-6 against the spread in the last 9 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5. They're 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games. The unders hit 8 out of the last 11 against Indy. They're 14-3 straight up in the last 17 games at home, though. The overs hit 7 out of the last 10 games when playing at home against Indiana. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6 this season for Philly. They're 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games going against Eastern Conference opponents. They're 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games when played in the month of March. And they are 3-9 against the spread in the last 12 games when going against the Central Division opponents. Philly hosting the Pacers. What y'all got?
I got Pacers money line.
Just come right out, huh?
No Embiid, no Harris. It's gonna open it up for Turner and Sabonis, and Brogdon be putting up points.
Brogdon's out.
Is he out? Are you sure he's out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's questionable.
Okay.
He's questionable, but I don't think he's playing.
Okay, all right. I'm still gonna take Indiana money line. All they gotta do is just keep Ben Simmons out the paint, and they'll be all right. If you don't feel comfortable with the money line, go ahead and take the points. But I'm all over the Pacers on this one.
I kind of thought the same thing with Harris being out.
It's the top 2 scorers. The top 2 scorers out
on the team. But I don't think I can back this Pacers team. I am just really not a big fan of how they've been playing lately. I definitely think they're underachieving, but I don't know who's going to pick up the scoring without both of those guys. They need Tobias Harris, but the Pacers are so banged up. TJ Warren's out. Well, he's been out. LeVert's been out. Brogdon and Lamb being out. Your scoring comes to Sabonis and who else, though? Holiday? Like, who else is going to give you the scoring outside of Sabonis?
Well, they're gonna have to try to get some production from Turner.
And I think they face the same issue, both teams right here. And I think I go with Philly because I think I'd rather have Ben Harris and Seth Curry, who's actually been playing real good basketball this season, if anybody been paying attention. And I kind of like Shake Milton can put up some points coming off the bench. So for that reason, I took Philly already. And I took the -4. I was gonna go with the money line, But Philly is 14-3 at home. I know a lot of that is with Embiid, obviously. But the Pacers are 15-17. They're under 500. I really think this team is underachieving. They just lost to the Knicks.
Hey, the Knicks aren't bad though.
No, they aren't. No, they aren't. But they lost 3 straight. They just lost to Golden State, Boston at home, and New York at home. I don't think Brogdon's gonna play because it's the last game. You know, the All-Star break's coming up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. That's why I think it could be a nice little trap game too.
It could be. I can definitely understand. Like I said, with Tobias Harris being out and Embiid being out, I was damn near right there with you on pulling that trigger. But I don't think I can do it though. And I tried to see where they're going to get their points from. And I'm looking at that on both sides. But I know last time Embiid was out, and I want to say Utah, I think Ben Simmons damn near put up 40 or 30. So I know he's capable. I took the Sixers. I'm going to stay with the Sixers. And
money line or spread?
I took the -4, so y'all ride with me. Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah, if I were to make a play, I'd probably take that with you. But I ain't seen Indy play, and I've only been hearing about Philly. But I'll probably back you up on that one, T.
But no Embiid, no Tobias Harris.
So, in my opinion, it's time for fucking Simmons to pull up his big boy pants and show why he's supposed to be a star. You know what I'm saying? So this is his chance to go for 30. This is his chance to maybe go for 40. You know, get a double-double. You know, he has an opportunity to get a triple-double. Hell, you might even get a quadruple-double. It's just you got to pull up your damn big boy pants right now, bro. Right now. All right?
Right now.
Let's get on to the next game. We got the Utah Jazz traveling to New Orleans to the French Quarters to take on the Pelicans, a team that I have actually been betting. Now, I have been playing some basketball plays in the NBA, and it's all been going against New Orleans, but they popped me the other day when they beat New Orleans. When they beat Boston out, but you know, some tricky stuff going on with that officiating. Anyways, the Jazz opened up as a -6.5 favorite. The total was at 234.5. Right now, it's at -7 as a consensus, and the total has gone up 2 points. 1.5 points. It's at 236. Utah, definitely the hottest team in the country right now. They are 27-7, 25-8-1 against the spread. While New Orleans, they are 14-19 on the year and 14-19 against the spread. Injury reports. Conley, he is probable for today's game for Utah. And JJ Redick, he is questionable for today's games for the Pelicans. In the last 10 games, Utah, they are 8-2. They beat their last victory over the weekend was against the Magic, 124-109, but they fell to the defending Eastern Conference champions, the Miami Heat. They lost 124-116. The Pelicans, they are on a 2-game losing streak right now against Milwaukee. They lost by 4 points against Milwaukee, and they lost to San Antonio by just 3 points. Get to these actual factuals. Utah 11-2 against the spread in the last 13 games, 12-2 straight up in the last 14 games, 8-3 against the spread in the last 11 games when going against New Orleans, 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games against New Orleans, 9-3 against the spread in the last 12 games on the road, 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games on the road against New Orleans. They're 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games on the season. They're 10-2 straight up in the last 12 games against a Western Conference opponent. And the total has gone over 6 out of the last 9 when going against the Southwest Division. The Pelicans, they are 3-7 against the spread in the last 10 games. The overs hit 10 out of the last 11 games. They are 3-7 straight up in the last 10 games. The overs hit 5 out of the last 6 against Utah. The overs hit 5 out of the last 5 at home. They are 1-8 straight up in the last 9 games. When playing at home against Utah, they are 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games against a Western Conference opponent. And they are 0-5 against the spread in the last 5 games against a Northwest Division opponent. Let's see here. The Pelicans hosting Utah. What you got?
I got Utah minus the 7. I just don't trust it. I can't, won't, and don't trust this Pelican team. They don't play any defense. Stan, I think he's starting to let them run a little bit now, but he hasn't been letting them run. I don't know what's going on over there. In Utah, if anybody ain't been watching the NBA, Utah the hottest team right now. In the NBA, even with their last 2 losses, it was to a good Heat team and a good Clipper team. Other than that, they've been balling. And I expect that train to continue rolling. Like I said, the Pelicans, I don't know what they got going on, to be honest with you. I don't like the style that Stan got them playing right now. Offensively, they don't shoot a lot of threes, and they're one of the slower teams in the league. I think they kind of hold Gentry. And so I just think, like I said, I just think Utah is just the hottest team in the NBA right now, even with losing 2 games out of the last 5, even though they beat the shit out of Orlando to rebound after the loss to the Heat. And I think the Heat's a good team. They just been hurt. I think boys are really sleeping on the Heat because they been injured, and like once they getting healthy again, and they're gonna start winning. Boys gonna have to trip. But I'm on Utah minus the 7.
All right, what you got, Hova?
Definitely Utah. The Pelicans are one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. Utah is one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. Zion won't be able to play bully ball with Gobert and Royce O'Neal in the paint, so you might as well, you can cancel that. So I'll take the, if you want to, and so if you want to take the over, you can. It's at 236. You're looking at, so you might be looking at like a 105. You might be looking at like a 110, 130-ish type of game, something like that. I could see that. We know the Pelicans, they can score. They can score.
They can.
So, yeah. And I'm going to tell y'all, normally when you see high totals like that, they normally go over. But I remember when I first started betting, I used to look at that and used to be like, man, that's too high. And sure enough, like it's there for a reason. But I'm all over the Jazz on this one. I don't have no faith in the Pelicans. And like Coach said, the Jazz one of the hottest teams in the NBA. They got some sharpshooters. They got one of the top offenses in the NBA and one of the top defenses in the NBA. So you got to go with them.
All right,
minus 7.
All right, so Hova and Marley, they both on minus 7. Hey, real quick, man. Hey, Jalen, I didn't make a play on that Dayton.
I didn't either. LJ made a play that he posted in the chat, but neither one of us.
7.5.
Yeah, neither one of us actually made a play. I had a lean, but
I like St. Bonnie, but man, I don't know if they can cover 7.
That's exactly how I feel.
They can still shoot, but man, I've seen Dayton catch that pussy on the road, so I'm not sure.
Stay away. That's the recommendation. Stay away.
He want to jump on it. He want to jump on it right now just because. All right, here we go. Y'all hometown favorites. The Cavaliers are hosting the Houston Rockets. Oh, excuse me. Cavaliers are traveling. They're here. They're out here right now. They're going against the Houston Rockets. Something's going on. Rockets might open up as a minus 6.5 favorite, and that total's at 217.5. Right now, the total's at 216.5, but the line has changed big time. Just put it that way. Rockets are sitting at a minus 2 favorite right now. and it might have changed again because the page is refreshing on its own. So there's probably some line updates. But anywho, Cavaliers 13-21 on the year, and their record, their straight up record matches their against the spread record 13-21. And the Houston Rockets, same thing. They're 11-21 on the year, and they're 11-21 against the spread. This is the trash bowl. Injury reports. Cavaliers, they have a lot. Love is out. Draymond is out. Oh, I got to get my battery. Della Dova. I'm not. Concussion, he's out. Nance Jr. out. Prince, he's probable. Osman, he's questionable.
Look, so
hold on. Eric Gordon, he's out. Eric Gordon's questionable. Wall's questionable. Victor, he's questionable. Wood is out. Man, I don't these fucking names. Kukaras, he's out. I don't know these dudes, so I don't know. But in the last 10, Rockets have lost every game in the last 10. While the Cleveland, they're on a 3-game winning streak against Atlanta.
Yes.
They beat Houston the other day, last week, 112-190-96. And they beat Philly, 112-109 in the upset. Rockets have just been trash real quick. Cleveland 3-13 against the spread. The unders hit 5 out of the last 6. They're 3-10 straight up in the last 13 games. They're 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games against Houston. They're 4-12 straight up in the last 16 games against Houston. They're 1-9 against the spread in the last 10 games on the road. 1-11 straight up in the last 12 games when playing on the road against Houston. Those are totally different teams. 1-10 against the spread in the last 11 games when playing against the Western Conference opponent. The Rockets are 1-10 against the spread in the last 11, 0-10. They got 0-10 in the last 10 games. The unders hit 9 out of the last 9 games when the Rockets are at home. They're 11-1 in the last 12 games when playing against Cleveland at home. That don't mean shit this season. They're 1-7 against the spread in the last 8 games against Eastern Conference opponents. And the unders hit 12 out of the last 13 games against Central Division opponents. Y'all's Rockets versus the Cavaliers. What y'all think? Let's start with you, Reaper. What you got?
Cavs. What do you want to do? Money line or -2? And we don't have to go into too much detail. The Rockets just not a good team. So that's just I'm just gonna say that much. They lost 10 in a row. The Cavs done won 3 in a row. I think the Cavs make it 4 in a row. As long as Colin Sexton is on their court, they always got a chance to win. Especially against a horrible Rockets team. So that's a great question, LJ. It's a great question how the Rockets favor in this game. I have no idea. I guess because they're at home. And sometimes when you see a line like that, it's tricky. Anytime you ask yourself, why is that line like that? It normally favors the team that you're questioning. So typically in this spot, one by rule would go with the Rockets, but I'm not following that trend. I just don't like the way that the Rockets been playing. They're horrible. Cavaliers.
They just played each other a week ago. On the 24th. Yeah, a week ago. To the day, I think. The score of that game was 112-96 Cleveland. So, with that being said, I'm right back on. I'm on Cleveland. There's no way I could back this Houston Rockets team, bro. I wouldn't back this team until Wood came back, and that's still maybe when Wood come back. Until then, the Rockets are on like auto fade. And I actually just took this bet. I took the Cavs on the money line. Again, the Rockets may not even score 100 points. Like we can't even score right now, or they can't even score right now, or however you want to say it. I took the Cavs on the money line. The Rockets are on auto fade. The Cavs on a 3-game winning streak. They beat Atlanta. They beat Houston, and then they just went in Philly and beat Philly in overtime. So I'm gonna take that. I can't, like I said, I just came back this Rockets team, bro. They just not without Wood. They're worth nothing without Wood. I don't think Oladipo or Wall probably plays, but you may get one of them. And it's just not enough right now. And Cleveland is not, by no means Cleveland isn't good, but they're better than we are right now without Wood, Wall, and Oladipo playing together. So I'm on Cleveland, and I took the money line. If I lose, I lose.
All right, so both of y'all on Cleveland money line?
Yep. Well, I don't
Well,
know. I don't know.
I'm on. It don't matter. I'm all Cleveland, everything, money line and the points. You can put me down for both. I don't.
What you got, Marley? Money line or what?
I'm on the money line.
I'm just gonna put both of y'all at the money line now.
That's cool.
Anything against the Rockets for Mikey.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm trying to place a bet real quick while Dayton got St. Bonnie down. I'm trying to jump on that. I'm trying to jump on that Dayton, that St. Bonnie real quick. But we get to the next game.
I can't do nothing. I'm all tied up.
So we got our last. They tied up right now?
Nah, I said I'm all tied up. I can look at the score for you though.
Nah, that's all good. Yeah. What's the score on that real quick?
I got the score in the live bet right now. If you want me to, I'll pull it up on you, Rachel. Dog, you have St. Bonnie 10-12. 11 minutes left in the first half.
Just that quick, man. Fuck, man. I was going to jump on them. John, I had a deposit real quick. I would jump on them boys.
Dayton first half plus 5.5 minus 126 plus 2.5 plus 132.
That mean they must have just scored. All right, let's get to this last game for you guys, man. Charlotte Hornets with my boy LeBall. He traveling to Portland to take on the Trailblazers. Dame time. Here we go. Portland opened up as -6.5 favorite. The total was at 235.5. Right now, that line has jumped up a full point. It's at -7.5 for Portland, and the totals went down a lot. It's at 229.5 right now. The Hornets, they are 16-17, trying to battle to get back to 500. They're 18-14-1 against the spread, while the Portland Trailblazers are 18-14 on the year, and they're 17-15 against the spread. Injury reports: Hayward, he is doubtful for today's game. Zeller is doubtful for today's game as well, and Graham is out for today's game for Charlotte. McCullough, he's still out for Portland, and a couple other guys are out, but it seems like these guys have been out for a minute. In the last 10 games, Charlotte, they are 6-4, and they just got a victory against Sacramento, 127-26, their last outing, while the Portland Trailblazers are on a 4-game losing streak ever since they had that great comeback from behind victory against the Pelicans, 126-124. The reason I say comeback from behind, because I took New Orleans during the live betting, and at one point they was down like 5 points with less than like a minute to play. So they came back and won that one. But they've lost to the Lakers, they lost to Denver, they lost to Phoenix, and they lost to Washington.
Those are expected losses.
Say that again.
I say those. You talking about Portland?
Yeah.
Those are expected losses besides the Washington. Yeah,
Washington one. Yep. So, but Russell Wilson, and whenever he goes against Dame, it's like he takes it up another notch. So, and he probably got a little emotional in that game as well. Get these actual facts real quick. For Charlotte, the overs hit 7 out of the last 8. They're 1-5 against the spread last 6. They are 0-6 straight up in the last 6 games versus Portland. The overs hit 5 out of the last 5 games on the road. They are 0-12 in the last 12 games when playing on the road against Portland. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 this season for Charlotte. They're 2-11 straight up in the last 13 games when going against the Northwest Division. And they are 5-0-1 against the spread in the last 6 games in the month of March. Which that doesn't mean nothing because it's a totally new squad. Portland 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 6. They are 1-4 against straight up in the last 5 games. The unders hit 6 out of the last 9 against Charlotte. The overs hit 5 out of the last 7 at home for Portland. They're 12-0 in the last 12 games when playing at home against Portland. 9-4 straight up. 9-4 against the spread in the last 13 games. They're 8-3 straight up in the last 11 games against an Eastern Conference opponent. They are 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games against a Southeast Division opponent. And the over has hit 9 out of the last 11 games when playing on a Monday for Portland. Trailblazers hosting the Hornets. What y'all got?
Let me go ahead and make my play because I'm gonna have to vacate the building a little bit. They're gonna fog it out. This game right here is it's gonna be very exciting. Y'all know that we all love watching LaMelo Ball play, and of course Dame Dollar averaging almost 30, little under 30, 29.8. He's averaging about 8 assists. My only concern with this game is that it's a back-to-back for Charlotte, and it's they played 5. I think this is game 5 of a 6-game road trip. So
Yep.
that's what's really concerning me because I really kind of want to back Charlotte, but I think the fatigue factor is gonna set in. And I mean, it's at 6.5, 7.5.
7.5, yeah.
That's still a lot though, man. Whew, that's still a lot. Is PJ Washington playing?
I didn't see anything. I didn't see.
He's not on the injury report.
On the report. Yeah.
Okay, and Hayward's playing. Scary Terry's playing.
Well, Hayward has been downgraded to doubtful.
Okay, that's why then.
Scary Terry playing.
Why. Scary Terry playing. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Hornets points. I'm gonna take the Hornets plus 7.5. I know it's gonna be a fatigue factor, but I'm gonna take them. And I would also suggest whoever's playing the over under, go ahead and play the over at 229.5.
All right. Got you written down. That's my play. Mikey just mentioned it. I'm on the over 229.5. I do think Portland bounces back and wins this game today for pretty much all the reasons Mikey just said. This is their 4th game on the road in about 5 days, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. They played on the 22nd. Oh, so they play every other day, starting on the 22nd. And this is their 5th game, on the road. I think they probably just ready to get home. What's up, Trey? I see you. Possessions, Hornets cover. Yeah, I think it's just too much. It's why I can't back it. It's just too much. 7. If I could have got it probably around 5 or 6, I think they covered that easy. But my recommendation play is on the total over 229. I think you said 229.5.
Yeah.
LaMelo Rookie of the Year.
All right. Well, so both of you guys going with the over on that. So just to do a quick recap before we open the mic up, we have let's see here real quick. Since Marley had to, Mikey had to go. So in the first game we have Magic's versus the host and the Mavs. Both Marley and Hova likes the Mavs -6. In the Pacers versus Philly game, Hova likes Indy with an upset money line, while Marley likes the 76ers -4. They both like Utah -7 today against the Pelicans. They both like Cleveland money line today versus the Rockets. Mikey said take them with the points, take everything. First half, second half, all that. He said just take Cleveland. And you guys both like the over 229.5 for the Hornets versus the Trailblazers game. And that's y'all's official plays. Let's get to this open mic session real quick. See if anybody want to chime in. Man, just that quick. I was trying to jump on St. Bonnie, but they took off, man. They took off. So, but they're up 17-16 right now. I had a chance to take Bonnie for the first half at a good line at a -100.
That first half, Dayton +2.5 +136, looking good.
Dayton +2.5.
It was Dayton +2.5.
Something going on. They must be on a run right now. Hey man, just let them score one more time, and I'm gonna jump on it straight up.
Dayton or St. Bonnie?
Bonnie's.
You want Dayton to score one more time, or St. Bonnie?
Yeah. I want Dayton to score again to take it 18-17, and I'm gonna jump on St. Bonnie. I probably need to be watching that game, man. To be honest with you. But yeah, man, I like y'all picks. They say I definitely like that Jazz pick. I like that Jazz and that Cavs pick. I'll stay away from that Philly game, but it makes sense to take Philly. And then Cleveland, the Rockets got problems. They got internal problems. They got all kind of problems, right?
Too many problems. Fade, auto fade.
Yeah. So, hey man, y'all be sure to like, subscribe, follow. If y'all got anything y'all want to cover real quick, let's get to it. Because if not, I'm ready to start watching some of these games.
Yes, sir. I think I got track practices. If damn rain don't goddamn start coming down.
It's supposed to get 39 degrees tonight, so everybody get ready. It's coming back.
No.
But hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow us. Let's get this money. We're gonna post all our picks on Instagram and on Twitter. So everybody, be sure to follow all our platforms. The links are in our description. I'm the coach joining. Thank you for having me for the NBA games today.
For sure.
This is for Marley. Let's get this money. Let's be out.
Yeah. Out.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey.